Not every viral reel becomes viral immediately. In fact, one of Instagram's biggest secrets is that even after trusting a reel, it still refuses to show it to everyone at once. Recommendation confidence is only a permission to begin expanding distribution. It is not permission for unlimited reach. Before exposing a reel to thousands or even millions of new viewers, Instagram continues validating its performance under completely new audience conditions. Instead of making one massive recommendation, the platform expands distribution in carefully controlled stages. Each stage introduces the reel to a larger and more diverse audience, where the algorithm measures whether the same level of watch time, retention, and engagement can be repeated consistently. This process allows Instagram to protect the quality of its recommendation system while reducing the risk of pushing the wrong content to a massive audience. Every successful expansion becomes evidence that the reel deserves an even larger opportunity. In other words, recommendation confidence unlocks the first door. Distribution expansion determines how many more doors will continue to open. And that raises the next question: how does Instagram decide which audience receives your reel next? The next audience is never selected by chance. Every stage of distribution begins with a prediction. Before expanding a reel any further, Instagram identifies the group of viewers most likely to respond positively based on their viewing behavior, interests, and engagement patterns. The objective isn't to reach more people. The objective is to reach the right people first. By matching a reel with viewers who are most likely to watch, stay, and engage, Instagram increases the probability of consistent performance during every stage of distribution. As soon as the reel reaches this new audience, the evaluation process starts again. Watch time, audience retention, engagement, and overall viewer satisfaction are measured under completely different audience conditions. Every expansion becomes a fresh validation of the reel's quality. If the performance remains consistently strong, Instagram confidently expands distribution to an even larger audience with similar behavioral patterns. If those signals begin to weaken, expansion slows while the recommendation system collects additional evidence before making its next decision. Distribution doesn't grow because a reel has already reached many people. It grows because every new audience continuously proves that the reel deserves to reach the next one. The moment a reel succeeds across multiple audience groups, distribution stops behaving like a straight line. It begins multiplying. Every successful audience becomes the starting point for discovering several more audiences with similar viewing behavior. Instead of relying on a single expansion path, Instagram begins opening multiple distribution paths simultaneously. Each new audience creates another opportunity to identify even more compatible viewers. As this process repeats, distribution grows in multiple directions at the same time, allowing one successful reel to travel far beyond its original recommendation path. With every successful expansion, the recommendation system gathers stronger evidence that the reel can consistently satisfy different types of viewers. That growing confidence allows Instagram to continue multiplying distribution across newer audience communities. This is why some reels appear to spread everywhere in a very short time. The algorithm isn't simply increasing reach. It's continuously multiplying successful distribution paths, allowing one reel to expand through many audiences at the same time. Multiplying distribution doesn't continue forever. Every new audience has the power to either accelerate expansion or slow it down. As a reel reaches larger and more diverse audience groups, Instagram continuously compares their response with every previous stage of distribution. The recommendation system isn't looking for one successful audience, it is looking for consistent success across every new audience it reaches. The moment viewer response begins to weaken, the pace of expansion immediately changes. Instead of rapidly introducing the reel to even larger audiences, Instagram slows distribution while collecting additional evidence from the current audience. This allows the recommendation system to determine whether the drop in performance is only temporary or whether the reel has reached the limit of its strongest audience. This is why many reels suddenly stop growing after a rapid expansion. The recommendation system doesn't stop because the reel became old. It slows because every new stage of distribution must continue proving that the reel deserves the next opportunity. Every expansion begins with the same question. Has this reel earned the next audience? For Instagram, previous success is never enough. Every new stage of distribution demands fresh evidence from a completely different audience. The recommendation system isn't rewarding what happened before, it is verifying whether the reel can continue delivering value as distribution expands. As long as every new audience responds positively, the algorithm continues opening larger recommendation opportunities. The moment that evidence begins to weaken, expansion becomes more selective, requiring stronger proof before the reel can move any further. This is why some reels continue reaching millions of people while others stop after only a few stages of expansion. The difference isn't luck, timing, or follower count. The difference is whether every new audience continues confirming that the reel deserves to be recommended again. This is the foundation of Instagram's distribution system. Reach is never guaranteed. It is earned one audience at a time, one successful evaluation at a time, until the recommendation system no longer finds enough evidence to expand further. Every recommendation begins with a single audience. Every expansion depends on the audience that came before it, and every larger opportunity must be earned through continuous positive response. This is how Instagram gradually transforms one successful recommendation into widespread distribution, not by making one sudden decision, but by repeating the same evaluation process again and again across completely different audiences. The recommendation system never assumes that a reel deserves unlimited reach. It waits for evidence. Every successful audience creates the next opportunity, while every weaker response slows the journey before another expansion begins. This is the real meaning of distribution expansion. Reach isn't something Instagram gives. Reach is something every reel continuously earns. But one question still remains. If every reel expands one audience at a time, how do a very small number of reels suddenly explode across Instagram and reach millions of people in an incredibly short time? That is exactly what we'll uncover in the next chapter. Chapter 8: Virality, when Instagram decides to explode your reel. Created by Surbhai Gupta.